You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These are not just elegant lines from a dusty old book. These are the distilled truths that shaped one of the most powerful and disciplined minds in history, Marcus Aurelius. He wasn't merely a Roman emperor. He was a Stoic warrior philosopher. Amidst wars, plagues, betrayals, and personal losses, Marcus held a calm and disciplined mind. How? Through deliberate habits that he crafted, sharpened, and lived by every single day. These weren't tricks. They were systems of the soul, habits that helped him tame desire, overcome anger, and remain unmoved in the face of chaos. Here are the 10 daily habits that transformed Marcus Aurelius into a timeless figure of wisdom and self-mastery. 1. Morning reflection. Preparing for chaos. Before dawn, Marcus would prepare his mind for the day by recalling what he would likely face: anger, greed, rudeness, and selfishness from others. He wasn't being negative. He was being ready. He wrote, "Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." By anticipating conflict and misbehavior, he armored his emotions. This form of mental rehearsal helped him remain unfazed, not because people changed, but because his expectations were grounded in reality. In our modern world, this is the equivalent of saying, "I might deal with traffic, unkind emails, rejections, and complaints today, and that's okay." Morning reflection is about mentally preparing for the battlefield of daily life. You don't pray for an easy life. You prepare for a tough one and become unshakable. 2. Daily journaling. Self-auditing for growth. Marcus's Meditations is one of the most powerful self-help books ever written, but it wasn't meant to be a book. It was his private diary. Every night he wrote to himself, questioning his behavior, affirming Stoic values, and calling himself out. This habit of self-audit gave him clarity. He examined whether he had lived with virtue, reacted with anger, allowed ego to dominate, or fallen short of wisdom. Modern journaling based on this habit might look like, what did I do today that I'm proud of? Where did I let emotions control me? Did I embody wisdom and courage? This habit keeps the ego in check. It transforms experience into insight. It makes every day a lesson, and every failure a teacher. 3. Practicing voluntary discomfort, strength through simplicity. Despite his luxurious lifestyle, Marcus warned against dependency on comfort. He believed that comfort makes the mind weak and indulgent. He wrote, "A man needs very little to live a happy life." That belief wasn't poetic. It was practiced. Marcus lived simply, wore humble clothes, and trained his body and mind to be content with less. Today, this practice could mean cold showers, fasting, minimalism, or choosing hard workouts over laziness. When you strip life to its essentials, you discover how powerful and adaptable you truly are. Discomfort becomes your teacher, not your enemy. 4. Asking the power question. Is this within my control? Marcus mastered the art of emotional regulation by constantly asking one thing: is this within my control? If the answer was yes, he took action. If the answer was no, he let go, completely. This question cut through chaos. It protected his mind from reacting to gossip, betrayal, fear, and loss. It became a shield of reason. Try applying this habit in modern life. Traffic jam? Not in your control. Breathe. Lost a deal? Focus on what you'll improve. Someone insults you? You control your response, not their words. This habit is pure liberation. It gives you back your mental territory. 5th Memento Mori. Remembering death to empower life. Marcus frequently reminded himself that he would die, not to scare himself, but to stay sharp, urgent, and present. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This habit, called Memento Mori, isn't about gloom. It's about clarity. It strips away illusions and helps you focus on what truly matters. When you remember your time is limited, you stop wasting it. In a world of scrolling and distraction, Memento Mori anchors you. It says, don't waste this breath. It may be your last. 6. Living by virtue, not emotion. Marcus didn't rely on feelings to guide his decisions. He relied on virtue. He would ask, is this just, courageous, wise, and self-disciplined? If yes, do it. If not, resist it. This habit made him calm in crisis and rational under pressure. While others panicked, Marcus operated by principles, not emotions. You don't need to feel brave to act with courage. You don't need to feel loving to act with kindness. This separation of action from feeling is Stoic power in motion. 7th, embracing the present moment. The only time that exists. Marcus constantly wrote about the importance of staying present. He believed anxiety lived in the future and regret lived in the past, but power lived in the now. Confine yourself to the present, he instructed himself. He understood that the past is a memory and the future is imagination. The only thing real, the only battlefield, is this moment, this breath, this choice. By embracing the present, he avoided paralysis by overthinking. His mind stayed clear and powerful, focused only on what he could do now. 8th, observing nature, learning from the world around you. Marcus often reflected on nature, the rising sun, the falling leaf, the cycle of life. Why? Because nature teaches us humility and acceptance. The river doesn't complain, it flows. The tree doesn't resist the wind, it bends. The seasons change without argument. Marcus used nature as a teacher. It reminded him of impermanence, order, and perspective. It shrunk his ego and aligned him with the natural flow of life. When we feel overwhelmed, we should ask, what would nature do? Often, the answer is to let go and flow. 9th, practicing forgiveness and detachment. Marcus faced betrayal, even from close people, but he didn't seek revenge. He sought peace. The best revenge is to be unlike him, who performed the injury. He chose detachment, not because he was weak, but because his mind was free. Carrying resentment was a burden he refused to bear. Forgiveness in Stoicism isn't for others. It's for you. It's a release. You don't forget, but you let go of the emotional poison. That's how Marcus remained light amidst the darkness. 10th, leading by example, living the philosophy as emperor. Marcus could have ruled with ego and power, but he didn't. He ruled with humility and example. He slept with his soldiers, listened to advisors, treated servants with respect, and held himself to the same standards he expected from others. He wasn't preaching Stoicism, he was living it, in silence, through action. Today, in a world full of noise and ego, Marcus teaches us the rarest leadership quality, consistency of character. Conclusion: building a Stoic life, one habit at a time. Marcus Aurelius wasn't born wise. He became wise through deliberate habits that he sharpened daily. You don't have to be an emperor to adopt these habits. You just need to be committed. Start with one reflection each morning. Write one honest sentence each night. Ask one simple question. Is this within my control? Do that long enough, and one day people will say, there goes a Stoic. Not because you said it, but because you lived it. Subscribe for more powerful Stoicism and psychology. Comment Stoic if you agree.